I just wanted to come on here and say I'm sorry. I voted for him and I thought he was going to make things better for folks like us.
So I get $3,000 in food stamps. Obviously it's 8 of us, so you do the math. That's why I get $3,000. I have no income, so obviously I'm gonna get the full benefit amount. Does that make you mad too? Does it make you mad that the government is helping me feed my children? Does that make you want to punch me in my face? Does that make you angry? Does that make you shiver in your boots? Yeah. Be mad. Stay mad.
You know, some people just love to talk trash about lazy welfare recipients and about people who are living off food stamps. Well, guess what? Turns out the only group using SNAP benefits the most is white people, because unlike what the media wants you to believe, the vast majority of people who are on food stamps are white and they also voted for Trump. But society overall wants you to believe that it's the immigrants, it's the poor black and brown people who are living off food stamps and who benefit from it the most. That is way far from the truth. I mean, think about it for a second, okay? White people are the biggest ethnic group in America. They are not a minority, they are the vast majority. As a result, they also use social services the most. And they do it a lot more than any other ethnic group.
And next week, when millions of people are going to have to resort to possibly stealing in order to feed themselves and their families, and the government complains, because they will complain about the crime rate going up, even though they're the ones who did it. Make sure you point your anger at the system and the people at the top, because they're the ones who took the food away from families and poor people and starving children. The poor people just want to eat. They just want to survive like the rest of us. They just want to keep living like the rest of us. So when you see them stealing, because you will, because they're going to have to, make sure your anger isn't directed at the individual. This goes so much deeper.
Now, here is the sad part. People who voted for Trump actually thought that he would lower grocery prices on day one. What a scam, people. What a scam. I mean, what can you expect from a 34 times convicted felon? Now, here is one number that will shock you. 42% of people who are receiving SNAP, so 4 people out of 10, are white, and they also live in red states. During the last election, 55% of white people voted for Trump. Hey MAGA, I have news for you. You can't blame the Democrats for the mess we are in right now. This is absolutely a completely Trump's fault. Number 1, he's the president. Number 2, he controls the Senate. And number 3, he controls the House. Oh, by the way, I forgot. He also controls the Supreme Court. So he has all the power. All the power. So get mad at him.
It is not selfish of me to want to keep what I earn. It is selfish of able-bodied people to demand that I pay for their groceries forever and ever. There is a massive amount of people on food stamps who have no business being on food stamps, and they should have been cut off a long time ago. We shouldn't need a government shutdown to cut those people off. If you are so angelic and generous that you just think that everybody should have free everything forever, then you can pay for that. It is not virtuous to force other people to pay for causes that you think are important. If you have kids under 6, there is no work requirement for food stamps and no time limit. And even if you don't have kids, you can stay on food stamps forever as long as you work a mere 20 hours a week. I have not taken a week off since June of 2024. So forgive me if I don't feel bad for people who are working 20 hours a week complaining that their food stamps are getting cut off after they've been on that system for years and years.
Even when the government opens back up, a lot of people are in for a big, huge surprise. Their healthcare premiums are about to skyrocket because Republicans blocked healthcare subsidies from the Affordable Care Act. Some people actually told me that their healthcare premiums are about to double. But you know what? These MAGA voters really believe that SNAP cuts will only affect black people or brown people, which is why they were cheering for it at first. But when they realized that these cuts will also affect them, they started crying like babies. Well, MAGA, cry harder. You brought it on yourself. You will actually cut off your nose to spite your face. You will also shoot yourself in the foot just to make things harder for people who are not white. But guess what? After you cut your nose and shoot yourself in the foot, you will find out how much it hurts.
Alright, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. Like, the real reason why a lot of people are upset about this whole food stamps, SNAP benefit thing, bro, is because they're selling their food stamps, bro. They're selling them. I'm telling you, they are selling their food stamps, bro. You know how many people in New York and other states right now are going to the corner store, the deli, and they're selling their food stamps, bro? They're selling, that's why they're getting like $4,000, $3,000 in food stamps, and they're selling it for cash. They'll get $4,000 in food stamps, and they'll just take like $1,000 in cash. Like, bro, like, that's happening like everywhere. That's why they're mad. That is exactly why they're mad right now. And you know the thing about it too? They will never admit to selling their food stamps. But it's happening.
Anybody who tells you that SNAP benefits are only for minorities is lying to your face. SNAP benefits are for low-income people, no matter the race. But the government have been lying to you the whole time. And why would they do that? Well, let me tell you why. It's called divide and conquer. Think about it for a second, okay? If the government makes you believe that some cuts only apply to a certain group, and not for your group, you will gladly accept those cuts with open arms, simply because you will believe that they will never cut what is yours. The truth of the matter is, after they cut programs for one group, they will also cut programs for every group. So many white people are okay with SNAP benefits being taken away from everybody, even though they are the largest SNAP recipients in the whole country.
I personally don't think, like, as a theory or a premise, that the federal government should be funding anybody's SNAP benefits. I genuinely think that 90 to 95% of the people who receive these benefits can go out and get a job or find some way to provide for themselves. And you can pull up as many statistics as you want. Just because somebody checks a box that says that they're incapable of providing for themselves doesn't mean that they actually are. And we need to start calling out this behavior more when we see it. The second thing is, everybody always says, oh, well, what do you do with the supposed 5 to 10% of people that you claim actually need these benefits? Do you just kick them to the side of the street? Absolutely not. We have plenty of churches and organizations that do not pay taxes specifically so that they can help these marginalized individuals and these communities that actually do need this assistance, and that 100% needs to be their responsibility. I've said in multiple videos that helping people should not be the job of the federal government. Every time you talk to liberals or Democrats, they talk about all these great things that the Biden administration, that Kamala Harris wanted to do, like universal health care and all these different programs to help marginalized communities, and that comes from taxpayer dollars. You are not going to keep taxing me to fund all of these things for these other people. And I'm not saying that they're not needs, but give those needs to the church. Start holding the church accountable for the things that they're supposed to be doing.
The common misconception is that black people are lazy and that they are always on welfare. But there are also a lot of poor white people in red states that are crying because even after the government shutdown ends, the requirements to get food stamps are a lot higher. Most people, not all, but most people now need to prove that they are working at least 20 hours per week or that they are doing some kind of job training just to qualify for food stamps. But let me tell you what, a lot of white people are pissed off at Trump. Now, let me tell you this, okay? SNAP is not a handout. We pay into it through our taxes. It's not just poor families who are using it. Middle class and hardworking families are using it as well. They are struggling and living paycheck to paycheck because the cost of living have gone to the roof. It's been reported that 42 million people are on food stamps. The problem is not who is using it. I think the real problem is why do so many people use it in the first place?